my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot with your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. I want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for anybody that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should these messages happen to resonate with you, it means so much to me if you're to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, check out the description box. It has everything you need, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member here on the channel. And if you are truly new, we do things completely differently around here, so I just suggest strapping in, hanging on, and you and I are going to find out together. Also, you may hear some rumbling in the background. It is raining today, and where I am, thunderstorms are like next level loud. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get through this reading without it being too crazy, but I am in an extreme thunderstorm warning right now, but I needed to get some work done, and that's why I'm here. I had some space to do this, and right now it's pretty chill, but you can hear the thunder rolling in the background, and it's not too crazy right now, so we'll see how this goes, and we're in it together. So we are going to be doing What Do Women Secretly Think of You? I just posted a What Do Men Secretly Think of You? And I mentioned on there that I was going to do them back to back, just so that way then no one feels left out, because I know that both parties want to know, and even some of us just want to know what both parties think of us or whatever. Right? So we're just going to do them back to back. That's why we're here today. We're going to be using the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle by Kim Kranz. I've got that all ready for you. And let us go ahead and get to our prayer, and we'll get this underway. Just because the thunderstorm is kind of lingering, there you go, some thunder in the background. Just because it is lingering, I'm not going to make this a super long reading. This is going to be pretty comparable to the What Do Men Secretly Think of You but Won't Say. So we're going to keep it short and sweet today, but I promise I won't skimp out on the quality. Just sometimes we have to shorten the readings. So, all right. Let's see what we've got going on today. Come through, Source. What you want to tell us in this prayer? All right. Okay, my beloved Source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this reading, whether it's for a moment's time or for the entire time. Today I ask that you help us to step into our unique energy, our unique selves, and know that that energy of damned if you do, damned if you don't is just a real thing. It's just some people are going to judge us for being our authentic selves. Some people are going to accept us for being our authentic selves. Like, there is no why this is or why it isn't. It's just simply that is. And that for us, the strongest position that we can come from is stepping into our authentic self without worry of that judgment. Without feeling like that judgment's our fault, for it never is, right? It's always a reflection of where other people are coming from. And while these messages are entertaining and fun, sometimes they do bring with them very clear messages that we need, warnings that we might need, or encouragement as well that we might need in any time. And today I ask that you be very clear with those messages, that they come through in a way that our hearts are ready to accept, and they come through in a way that we're ready to take the action moving forward that we know is best aligned with our highest good, and that we are no longer afraid of standing in our power and standing in our truth, and knowing that our truth isn't everybody else's truth. But as long as it's true for us, then that's what makes it right for us. As these words are spoken unto this collective, upon this tribe, and over this reading, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. Aseh. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved Source. Thank you. All right, let me get this hung up over here. We've got the ash on the table already, like always. All right, are you going to hang out in there? Okay. All right. So, source. What oracle card? Look, I split the deck, and look at that. That's amazing right now. So this really feels like embracing the light and the dark attributes. We're going to get to the shuffle in just a second, but for me to split and we get the golden egg and the black egg together, that, and it's so funny because I was shuffling and I almost stopped shuffling and somebody told me shuffle one more time and the black egg came out on the bottom and I was like, okay, cool. Whatever. And so this is why, because to split the deck and to have the golden egg and the black egg come out, that is so telling. When we're talking about embracing both the light attributes and the dark attributes of ourselves and not letting the shadow overwhelm us, which is oftentimes when we get stuck in those energies of other people, how they think about us, how they view us, and you know, we will let that become the truth of who we are rather than seeing our own truth through our eyes. It's because we're afraid to see ourselves, or it's because we've been told by society that society knows who we are better than we do. And that's the illusion, okay? So source, what do women secretly think of my collective but won't say? What do women secretly think of my collective but won't say? Thank you. What do women secretly think of my collective but won't say? What do women secretly think of my collective but won't say? All right, so for pile number one, source, what wild unknown animal spirit oracle card will help us better understand what women secretly think of pile number one but won't say? Do women secretly think of pile number one but won't say, source? Do women secretly think of pile number one but won't say? I feel like there's some resistance here for you, pile number one. Yeah. Okay, it's that one there. Yeah, there's a little bit of resistance coming in. Like, worried about the mixed messages. That's what I'm hearing. That's okay. We'll get deeper into that. We'll see what's coming through. So for pile number two, source, what wild unknown animal spirit oracle will help us better understand what women secretly think of pile number two but won't say? Thank you. And for pile number three, source, what wild unknown animal spirit oracle card will help us better understand what women secretly think of pile number three but won't say? Whoa, right off the bat. Yeah, so pile one, there's a lot of resistance. And that could be resistance to the message or resistance to seeing your own truth. But we'll get into that. So collective message on the bottom. We've got the fox. This is so synchronistic because this is where I almost stopped shuffling, was with the fox on the bottom. And source said, no, shuffle one more time and then leave it at that. And that's when the black egg came out. So already this reading is entirely synchronistic. We haven't even started and we're already getting into it. So a lot of women here think you're incredibly clever and wise and cunning. Also, there's this feeling of being diplomatic when you approach life. Like there's no need to fly off the handle or to engage in verbal combat with someone. And so you keep things very, it's not strategic, but it's clever. It's very clever and witty and wise because you've learned so much. There may have been a time where you did fly off the handle. There may have been a time when things wouldn't go your way or didn't go your way, where it was just like melting down and letting your emotions get the best of you. And you've learned some very valuable lessons. You've learned that doesn't always work, and sometimes, more often than not, it would get you into more trouble. And so what women secretly think about you, but they're not going to say, is just how clever you are. It's inspiring, and I feel like a lot of women aspire to be exactly like that, where they're not so run by their emotions, where they're not so run by the worry of what others are feeling about them, or trying to feel like they have to fly off the handle and defend themselves to be seen, to be heard. I have the hiccups all of a sudden. And it just started raining. All right, let's read this from the book. All right. There we go. Smart, strong partner or mate, and a wise teacher. Yeah, that diplomacy is coming back in. Says the fox is an enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. Fox personalities are skillful in business and also make great teachers. They are quick to learn and adapt well to new situations. Foxes are ideal life partners as they commit to relationships for the long term, and their natural charisma keeps things exciting. Fox energy helps us stay true to those most dear to us. This card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. When in balance, you're a magical, ingenious teacher and monogamous. When out of balance, you can be sneaky or unsure of your identity. And to bring into balance is connections and partnerships. So isn't that interesting? We're talking about unsure of your identity. And the thing is with the prayer that came through really strongly as well with the prayer is that, you know, feeling like we have to be what other people think that we are, be what other people project on us. We were talking about that too with pile number 1, that unsureness. So that may be a very underlying collective message as well, that there's this energy where there's this unsure, people are projecting on me and I'm not sure if I'm in the wrong or if I'm in the right, and losing your identity. And that's why it's so important to connect with people who appreciate you for who you are. So when it's talking about reconnecting with your loved ones, it's talking about connecting with the people who get you, not people who push you down. This is about you connecting with people who see the value of you being you, and remind you of that strength and remind you of that inner power, because you have impressed other people in life. And it feels like there's at least one person in your energy who sees the truth of who you are, like everything bare and vulnerable, and they love you exactly as you are. And if not yet, if you're like, I don't have anybody like that in my life. Wow, that was some lightning. I don't have anybody like that in my life. Then they're saying that that's why it's important for you to start connecting with people to build those connections, because it's only through building connections and finding people to connect with and leaving people that you will find that for yourself, or that your soul tribe will come find you as well. But if you're not open to making those connections, and you're not open to having those conversations, then that won't ever be something that comes into your life. Okay. But women definitely do look up to you. They secretly think that you're very smart, you're very clever, and that you have taught them so much about themselves. And also just from your experience in life, it has impressed upon them really good energy. I love this already. My dog, she's underneath my feet because she's terrified of thunderstorms. So she has a thunder jacket. This is a new thing for her, and it seems to help actually quite a bit. Like she's doing much better with the thunder jacket. And then also recently I got her some calming medicines, and that has not yet taken effect for her, but it did take effect on my other dog, who is passed out in the bed, living her best life right now. So poor Zoe, though, she's under my feet like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. So if the table moves at all, that's probably why. So for pile number 1, we do have the dice with Venus on it. We also have this piece of rose quartz for you to choose from. For pile number 2, we have this dice with the sun on it. We have this piece of amethyst for you to choose from. And pile number 3, we have this dice with Saturn on it. We have this clear quartz for you to choose from. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And whichever pile you feel drawn to, that should be the one for you. And I will see you over there. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this dice with Venus on it, or if you were drawn to this piece of rose quartz, actually, let's put that there. Or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on what do women secretly think of you but won't say. I want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for anybody that's new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. If you are truly new here, we do things completely different around here, so I just suggest strapping in, hanging on, and you and I are going to find out together. Should the messages resonate with you along the way, it would truly mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And with that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it. Now, we did get a channeled message for you in the beginning. While we were shuffling, it came through really strongly, and there was a huge hesitation that was coming out for you, pile number 1. And if you did not catch the intro, you might hear some rumbling in the background. I am under an extreme thunderstorm warning right now, and thunderstorms here are incredibly crazy. But you might hear some thunder right now. It seems to be pretty calm, but there is some thunder in the distance. So there was a lot of hesitation, like almost a fear of what was going to be said or a fear of what was going to come out. And that bouncing off of a fear of how you feel about yourself. And we're going to really dig in deep. I'm going to be using my traditional Tarot Marseille today, and we're going to dig into that and find out what's coming through. But I did want to mention that again because it was so strong. I actually had to stop shuffling to talk about it while I was getting the decks ready. So it came out, it was pretty crazy. And also I would suggest, if you hadn't, make sure you check out the collective energy reading that I did during the shuffle as well. And that will be the timestamp down in the description box. Okay, so source for pile number 1, what do women secretly think of pile number 1 but won't say? What do women secretly think of pile number 1 but won't say? Source, what would you like to share with us today? What do women secretly think of pile number 1 but won't say? Okay, so we've got Jupiter, we've got Aries energy in the 6th house. Interesting. Maybe coming back to how you look or your coworkers, like the people who are around you the most. It feels like there's a bit of competition here. We're feeling like maybe they're putting you in competition. I know we're talking about you, but it is coming through off of that channeled message, okay? Hang with me. We'll get there. Don't worry. Like I said, we do things differently around here. But there's this energy where it's like you've been taking care of yourself or you've been putting yourself first. And women are noticing that more and more and more. And with this Aries energy, it's interesting because it feels like there's a competition. Now, whether they're putting you in competition or they could just be thinking that you're putting them in competition, like, oh my gosh, I have to keep up with pile number 1. That's the only way that I'm going to have luck in my life. And the reason they feel that way and that they're thinking that way is because you're having so much success right now. And I already hear some of you, I'm not successful. I don't have anything like that in my life. It's all about shifting your perspective, because what you have could literally be the epitome of success to another person. So it's shifting our perspective to really focus on the blessings that we have in our lives right now. But women are secretly thinking about how you are incredibly abundant, how you are always growing spiritually. In fact, there are times when you are taking exponential leaps on the spiritual journey. How if you're learning something, you seem to learn it so fast, like there's no keeping up with you because you're constantly absorbing information, and you're studying all the time, and you're memorizing things all the time, and you're probably like, what? I don't do any of that. Like, it just comes naturally to me, right? And it does. It feels like it comes naturally to you, pile 1. But this could also have to do with your health and your physical appearances, how you're looking in your body, taking care of your health and working out, and women are recognizing that you're doing something for yourself and they feel like they have to keep up with that. And so they're thinking that if it's not a competition, then there's no other way that they feel that they can keep up with you. So they're naturally turning it into a competition, so it makes them want to be motivated to show up. Kind of a bit of a conundrum here, huh? And I also get this energy that they're thinking that you're so good with animals, or you're so good with small creatures. Maybe you have snakes, or you deal with insects, or you deal with, birds are coming through as well. It feels very exotic. Like you have some sort of exotic pets that you are dealing with, and they think that it's really cool that you deal with those pets. Or maybe you just have regular like dog and cat and hamsters or whatever, and you're just so gentle with those animals, and they think that you're a very compassionate person and that you're not afraid to stand out. And they think that you're a leader as well, that you're capable of leading the masses. But I do feel like there's a resistance here for you, Pile One, that you're hearing these things and almost resisting taking the good energy in. It's like, yeah, that feels nice and it feels like it should resonate with me, but I just don't believe that, right? And it's because I feel like you're still working on your self-image, how you see yourself. And that's what I feel like Source is coming through with that resistance. It's so important for you to switch it up and remind yourself that you deserve to love yourself deeply. This is such a strong message coming in for you, Pile One. Let's get some tarot on it and see what comes through with the cards. So I'm probably going to do a similar setup like I did for the other reading, What Men Secretly Think About You. And if you haven't caught that, it was posted just before this one was. But I'm going to use different cards for each of the piles. And for you, I feel that the classic Tarot Marseille is what we need for you. So, Source, for pile number 1, what do women secretly think of pile number 1 but won't say? What do women secretly think of pile number 1 but won't say? It's like there's a lot of noise. Like all of a sudden it started raining. It might get loud in here. I apologize. I feel like you can hear me well, but if you hear background noise, it's just the rain on the roof. I can't change that. That's how loud it is no matter what time it rains. So yeah, but I feel like there's a lot of background noise, or there's a lot of internal noise that is keeping you from digging in deep. It's almost like you're believing the emotional ego over your intuition right now, and there's this need to slow down and come back to that internal knowing. What do women secretly think of pile number 1 but won't say, Source? What do women secretly think of pile number 1 but won't say? Thank you. All right, so let's see what's coming out on the bottom. Yeah, we've got, oh yeah, this makes so much sense. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Swords in the reverse on the bottom. So going back to that feeling of competition, yeah, this feeling of being misguided, right? I don't feel like you're trying intentionally to put people in a state of competition, like, oh, it's me against you, it's me against the world. I feel like that's something that you've had happen to you a lot. And so women are secretly thinking that you're misguided, or that you're pushing it off onto them, that they have to go against you, or that they have to believe what you believe, or they have to be who you are, they have to do the same things that you're doing. I actually feel like a lot of women here who put you in a place of competition have opened mouth and inserted foot, because they've really made themselves look like a fool. Keep hearing like one and done. Like if people attack you, you're very much a one and done person. Like you say what needs to be said. But I also feel like those attacks, they stay with you and they hurt. It's like that misuse of their internal feelings and that projection that's being put onto you. It feels like, pile 1, you're in this place of where it's like, I've had to learn to stand up for myself in a very diplomatic way, or I've had to stand up for myself in a very direct way. with truth, and I have to hit them once. Because if I can't hit them one time, then they're going to keep coming back. And you don't like being that way, but you've honed that skill in a way where it's just a one and done. People don't come back again, and especially women, they don't come back again. But I do feel like you get judged harshly by women a lot. And so women are thinking that they have to judge you harshly because they are thinking that you think what they think about you, about them. I hope that makes sense, right? So it's like women are thinking that you think that they have you in competition, or that they're not good enough, or that they're this, and ultimately I feel like you don't think that at all about women. You're just trying to live your best life and enjoy love and, you know, be who you are. But they're thinking that you're misguided here, or that you're not seeing things clearly. Okay, so we've got the 5 of Wands in the upright. Interesting. We've got the 4 of Swords in the upright. Okay. And the Ace. Yeah. Okay. So this may not be what you were looking for, pile number 1, which is why I always mention we do things differently here. I'm an energy reader, and this is where the energy is going. The thing is that Source wants you to focus back on yourself and recognize that there's something here that recently happened that knocked you off of your guard when it came to another woman or a group of women. And they wanted you to feel small. They wanted you to feel like you had nowhere to go. They wanted you to feel like they knew you better than you knew yourself. But Source showed you the clarity here, and they gave you the truth to speak. And now this energy here is why they're sitting in their own feels about this, okay? They're sitting in their hurt and their pain. Like what they tried to project off onto you came back and bit them tenfold. Okay, and it's not about like, they deserved it or anything like that. That's not why Source is telling you this, but why Source is telling you, especially with this 5 of Wands starting your reading, which we see the 5 of Wands in the Tarot Marseille talks about when something really harsh happens in our lives, our entire life gets turned upside down, we've lost our balance, but the 5 of Wands being in the upright talks about being able to regain that balance and move forward again, taking action, and knowing that while, you know, we could have chosen any direction, instead of veering from our path, we're staying true to our path. Okay, and so you're staying true to your path, and you're staying true to who you are. But here with the 4 of Swords, we see that there's this group of women that come in, and they thought that they could control your actions. They thought that they could stifle your voice. They thought that they could make you feel less than, and that they would be in control. I'm getting 4 women. It might not be 4 women for everyone here. And it's just really, that's what it feels like here. It feels like you're being surrounded by 4 people who think that they're better than you, or who think that they know better than you, or who are so used to harsh judgments that they thought that their judgments would make you slip up off your path, right? What is that song coming through? I don't switch up off my path. Put my kicks up on their desk, unaffected by their threats, hanging busy in that ass, because that's how that Chateau made me. That's how my daddy raised me. If you are my homeboy, you never have to pay me. All right, already the show goes on. All right, to the morning we dream so long. Everybody, what is that song? Lights and Lasers, I think, by Lupe Fiasco. I think that's a song. I think that's the name of the song. It's either Lights and Lasers or it's The Show Goes On. I can't remember. Maybe it's the album Lights and Lasers. Okay, but yeah, okay. Thank you, Source. That made so much sense. They're trying to give you an illusion, right? They're trying to give you an illusion that you're going to believe. Like someone attacked your physical well-being, or they attacked the way that you look, or they attacked the way that you take care of your health, or they attacked the way that you show up at work. That's what this feels like. It totally went in a different direction than I thought it was going to. I'm sure for you too. But what Source is saying here is that we've given you the truth here. We've helped you speak that truth in a very clear way, that they're not coming back again. That's it. They're done. Okay, so whoever these women were, they thought that they could make you feel the same way that they did. Okay, and you're standing out, and you have you're untouchable. That's what I just heard from Source. You're untouchable. Don't worry about them. But I do feel like you needed some encouragement here because it's coming through and so strong. And this is the completion of a cycle for you. With this group of cards here, this is showing me that this is the completion of a cycle. You're no longer going to have to deal with, it's not that they're not going to be people who attack you, but it's like you're no longer going to have to deal with the feeling of it totally knocking you off your feet or taking your breath away or making you feel like, oh my gosh, like I always have to deal with this. And so it's like trusting and believing in yourself and believing in your strength and believing in that truth that we were talking about, and realizing there's always going to be someone who's mad and angry and upset because you're living your truth, because they're too proud to ask how to do it, or because they themselves are just, they feel like they're owed what you have, even if they've not done the work, right? But everybody has their own journey, and nobody wants to ask how you got to where you are, because I don't feel like anybody, especially the women here, I don't feel like they want to stomach the hardships that you've had to endure. And that's what Source is saying. And that's why Source brought it this way. And it was so funny because I'm telling you, if you didn't catch the shuffle, you don't have to watch the whole thing. But when you see me shuffle for pile one, a card just won't come out. It won't come out. It won't come out. And so Source tells me to stop and gives me this message. And it's interesting that pile one, it's real. Like that energy is coming through so strongly. It's just very true. It's like you're hesitant to see the value that you have, or the people who are standing up for you in the background. Because I do feel like maybe one of the other piles might resonate with you as well. But I do feel like this was a message that you needed to hear at this moment. And the only way that you were going to hear it at this moment in time was because of the name of the reading as what it is and being called to it. So this is not going to be for everybody, but it does feel like this is a very finite, special group of people here who needed help with a situation or needed guidance on a situation that have not been able to find it or to find that clarity. But Source already gave you that clarity in the way that you presented yourself. You were very elegant, very divine, and very beautiful in the way that you show up. You were very professional and very clear and diplomatic. And there's no need to question that, because Source is always helping you speak in a way in which people are not allowed to come back again. And so there's women, this is a woman or a group of women here who think that you're incapable of standing up for yourself, or they thought, so it should be they thought you were incapable of standing up for yourself. And when you came back swinging, it left them feeling the blunt end of what they tried to push out. Look, we've got House 8 coming through here. Transformation, karma, facing fears and legacies. Yeah, this was a huge fear here. And I feel like you may be a conductor, okay? And when I say a conductor, it's you trigger people just by being you. And that's a really hard life to live, but it's also incredibly beautiful, because it means that just by you being you, you're actually healing people. Whether they want that healing or not, that's not up to you, right? Source created you this way, 1818 on the clock. Source created you this way so that you would start planting seeds of transformation everywhere that you go. And so, and maybe a lot of women here think that you're their karma for what they've done in life, or they think that, you know, like, oh, they're thinking that you're going to get karma for the way that you acted towards them. But the truth is that things are going to start going back on them tenfold the way that they were for you. And that's not for you to be like, they deserve it, you know, finally, F yes, you know, that's not what it is. It's just this reminder that because you're showing up with such integrity and in such a high vibration, that whoever tries to mess with you, they're just getting knocked down. They keep getting knocked down. Yeah, look at this. We've got Thief. Sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. Thank you so much, Source. Shadow attributes, stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. So these women thought that they could come in and steal from you, steal your energy, steal your light, steal your divineness, your divinity. But at the end of the day, you came back with your heart on your sleeve and you showed them that nothing that you are can be stolen. And maybe you didn't see it that way. Maybe you're like, this is me standing up for myself. Like, it's so old. I'm so tired of this. Like, it feels like, and it's okay to be upset. Like, I want you to know that. It's okay to be upset that this is happening. Source is not saying, like, you shouldn't be upset. Like, how dare you? No. Source is saying, like, absolutely own how you feel with that. But also come back to that truth where you see you are so powerful that no one is making you change who you are, because you're literally so grounded in your truth right now. Look at that. Envy. What do women think of you? Honestly, they're envious of you, and that's why they acted this way. I am the same as everybody. What did I say? But with different challenges, what did I say? They don't want to stomach the hardships that you've been through. They feel like they're owed what you've been given. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Source. Thank you for clarifying that. What else would you like to tell pile number 1? All right, we've got Cancer energy coming out here. Soften your heart. This is a thing, you wear your heart on your sleeve. Like, and I feel like that's why Cancer came through as well. Like, you're this very nurturing, kind, compassionate person. You're generally just an easy-go-lucky person. You don't want drama. Like, why would you? Why would anybody want drama? Some people love that crap. But I feel like for you, pile 1, you're just like, I just want to live in peace. Like, that's the only thing you want, is freedom of peace. And I feel like you've learned how to be vulnerable, and there's still this question of your worth. And Source is trying to remind you that, yes, you are so worthy. And just because some of these people are still, poking at the bear, they're trying to win, but they can't, because I've already raised you above that. Then we've got the 10th house here. Keep it professional. Boom. What was I saying? You come in with such a professional energy. And here comes the rain. Bring on the rain. Who's that? A Breaking Benjamin song? Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. All the world is waiting for the sun. I think that's a Breaking Benjamin song, if I'm not mistaken. It's so funny that it's coming out, but I feel like it is for you, right? Like, there's these tears and this upset and this feeling of being blue, and Source is saying, like, let the rain go away, let it fall away, and let your sunshine come through, because all the world is waiting to see you. Because you don't see just how you impact so many people. Wow. Look at the benefics on the bottom. Let the blessings unfold. Amen. Amen. I love this for you. All right, let's see. Now I have that song stuck in my head. Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. All the world is waiting for the sun. Space. Give yourself space to grieve. Give yourself space to feel the anger. Give yourself space to experience whatever you're going through, and know that it's valid, okay? And also, I feel like this is pointing towards the fact that because you are who you are and you keep it professional, right? Now I'm hearing a Marshmallow song. Oh my gosh. I keep it on the mellow. Keep it on the mellow. I think that's what it's called. Anyways, but it's like, because you keep it professional, 100, right? You come in and you keep it professional, and you're always very, not strategic, but you're very, I keep hearing that, diplomatic. Like, you're very diplomatic in how you word things, that people give you ample space, especially when they thought they were going to win something from you, or when they thought they were going to, like, get you to act out in the way that they wanted you to. They wanted you to switch up off your path. Yes. Okay, so these women really thought that they could get you to switch up off your path. That's what they secretly think about you. They're like, oh, I can get them to do it. I just have to say the right, I just have to say the right combination of words. And you're like, bring it. Bring any combination of words you want. I got this. I already have the code. I broke into that 100,000 years ago, okay? Yeah, mystery, unknown, a puzzle, illusion, and confusing. That's the thing. You're a mystery. That enigma energy is coming in. You're an enigma. It's just like when they thought they could get you to switch up off your path, you came in and you left them completely speechless, okay? You're doing a great job here, pile one. House 7, profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnerships. This could have been people who had very close relationships with you as well. And now as you're growing, they're thinking that you're going to go back to a way that you once were, and you're no longer, like, that life is over with. Libra, consideration, fairness, and harmony. This is you. This is you. You're this very fair person. Like, even when you show up, just because you might be strategic with what you say, like, you're still very fair about the way you show up. Don Juan, everybody falls in love with you. Spotlight your positive, seductive qualities. The Shadow, using the power of romantic attraction for private agendas. This could have been someone you were involved with. This could have been a woman that had a relationship with you or wanted a relationship with you even. It doesn't have to be, but it could have been a friend. It could have been a family member too. But with this Don Juan in the 7th house, it does feel like this could have been a romantic interest that was doing this to you. Doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. Yeah, so Source coming in and saying, don't doubt your abilities. Don't doubt yourself. Balance. Look, Libra energy with the balance here. Consideration, fairness, and harmony. You're in a place of balance and learning how to balance what's coming towards you and what matters to you. And women think that they can set off that balance or that they have enough control to get you to do what they want, but nothing they do seems to affect you. Yeah, silence, keep silent, coercion, and hint. Yeah, that's that one and done. As soon as you come back, they can meet it with nothing but silence. And they might feel like their silence is winning, but ultimately you recognize that their silence means they have nothing left to say. Miracle, dreams come true, get what you want. Yeah, you're very abundant at this time. Forgotten person, core, past, old friend. Look at these two cards are stuck together. And reconcile, repair, cure, understanding, and concession. Okay. So this could be someone who feels like you forgot them, and they could be coming in with hidden profiles. They could be, you know, following you. They could be someone that you work with. It could be someone that you have other friends that are around or whatever. But it does feel like this person is trying to get to you and get you to come back into their life so that they can tell everybody, I told you so. I told you pile 1 was crazy. And you're not doing what they want, and it's leaving them feeling upset and stuck and angry. Pet. What did I say? Pets. Dog, animal, or dog, cat, and animal friends. So something about your pets. So a lot of women here think that you're very good with your pets, or you're very good with the animals that you have. You know, it doesn't have to be dogs and cats. It could be, I was getting that, insects, bugs, or birds. Like, you know, it doesn't, pets aren't just cats and dogs. They're an array of animals. And so remembering that. And so there is a lot of women who think that you're so amazing with your animals, and there is some energies coming in that are past this person or these people, but these people were very strong. They did overtake the reading, but I feel like they overtook the reading because Source had a very important message for you. Also, I feel like with the pets coming through with both the 6th house and this card, Source is reminding you to lean on your pets at this time, because they're going to give you that love and that comfort that you need. Okay, so what do we have? The Moth. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this energy. Transformation in the dark of night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. What is with you, pal, when so many songs are coming through? Who is that? The Beatles? Yeah, the Beatles. Impulsive, hasty, and wishful. Exactly. So they did this on a whim. I just want you to know that. Like, they did this on a whim. They thought they could come in and do this on a whim and that it was going to win them something, and it didn't. The Moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. This goes hand in hand with what I was saying. They don't want to stomach the hardships that you went through to get where you are. Moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It's helpful to remind Moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey. Thank you so much, Source. What? Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery. And you got the mystery card on the bottom over there. rather than wishing it was easier or different. When in balance, you're enthusiastic, whimsical. When out of balance, idealizes others and is jittery. To bring into balance, finish a project. Okay, so exactly. This was more about where these other women are, and they think that you didn't experience hardships and that you were just handed this abundance without work, and that's why they feel like they're in competition with you. But the thing is that Source is reminding you so that you don't feel like what you have is something that you don't deserve, because you absolutely deserve it, Pile 1. You absolutely deserve good in your life, and you're a beautiful person, and reminding yourself of that always, okay? Every day, 100 times a day. Sounds excessive, but do it until you believe it, okay? But Source is reminding you as well that no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey, okay? It doesn't mean that you deserve it more than others. It's just that you contended with your path and you won. And that's why you're getting these blessings, okay? Wow, this was such a powerful reading. And it's even though it was difficult, and I'm sorry you're having to deal with this or you had to deal with this. It's not fun, but ultimately it's working out for your greatest good right now. And there's such blessings waiting for you, okay? So if you felt like this was your reading, actually leave the rainbow emoji down below and say, I open myself up to the blessings that are presently in my life right now, knowing that I went through the great transformation because of the trials and tribulations of my own journey. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, check out the description box. It has everything you need, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member here on the channel. With that, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this incredibly powerful message. And Pile 1, here's a gigantic hug for you. You're so amazing. I want you to remember that I see you, I value you, and I appreciate you so much, okay? Oh, you are so loved. A big, big, big hug. Okay. All right. I love you. Thank you for letting me connect with you in this way. And until next time, Pile number 1, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this dice with the sun on it, or if you were drawn to this piece of amethyst, or if you're drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be your reading on what do women secretly think of you but won't say. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for anybody new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it means so much to me if you're to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you are truly new here, we do things a little bit differently around here, so I suggest stopping in, hanging on, and you and I are going to find out together. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it. Also, just a quick mention, if you did not catch the intro, it is raining today. I'm under an extreme thunderstorm warning, so you might hear some crazy thunder and you might hear some rain as well. It sounds like it's raining on a tin roof because literally I have a tin roof. It's not something I can change, so hang with me and we're gonna get there. Okay, so Source, for pile number 2, what do women secretly think of pile number 2 but won't say? What would you like to share with us today, Source? What do women secretly think of pile number 2 but won't say? What do women secretly think of pile number 2 but won't say? All right, 6th house, making a comeback. Literally, we've got 6th house, the Leo, and the moon. Interesting. They are thinking about how you have let go of some dramatic situations here, or you've overcome some extremely dramatic situations. Some situations that maybe could have had you in your ego, or could have had you in a very brutal type of energy. And that could be with coworkers or That could be in regards to your health. Like you could have given up on something, or you could have stopped, or you could have, used that as an excuse to lash out at people. That's what it feels like here. Like they're thinking that you had something that was happening recently that you didn't deserve, but that was happening nonetheless, that you could have allowed yourself to go back into old patterns or old habits, or use that as an excuse to be very cruel and calculated with other people. And so they're thinking about how you've taken the time away to nurture yourself, and you have literally set yourself up for success and came back as the leader you are. And through that, you've left a lot of women here speechless, and they're thinking about how you overcame something that was very detrimental, something that they didn't know if they could overcome. And yet you have come back stronger than ever. And I feel like as a leader, pile 2, even if you're a man or whatever you identify with, a woman, a man, whatever, okay, it doesn't matter. But I feel like as a leader, pile 2, you're also a very nurturing leader. Like you care for the people that you look out for. And that could be at work, that could be in life, that could be the people that you lead at home, that could be wherever in your life you feel like you're a leader. You're this very nurturing and caring, loving, compassionate leader. And the women in your life, or what women, as they see you, what they're secretly thinking about is how you're this very compassionate, kind person. And that's the kind of person that they wish they had in their lives. And I feel like you are in their lives. This does feel like people who are close to you. But they feel like you were someone they could have a relationship with, or more than what it is, right? But they're secretly thinking about how emotionally powerful and strong you are, how you have raised the ranks. I just heard so loud. Okay. So this could be women who've watched you grow over a period of time. This could be women who've seen you go from being a certain way to now being the way that you are. Okay, so I did say on pile number 1, I didn't mention in the shuffle, but I'm going to be using a different tarot deck for each pile, very much like what I did for the What Men Secretly Think of You But Won't Say. So for you, pile 2, we picked out the Osho Zen. We're going to see what comes through with the tarot. So, source, what do women secretly think of pile number 2 but won't say? Yeah, it's almost like you've had a lot of things that have created sorrowful moments in your life, and you share those experiences, and not with the expectation of anything, but just with the sheer sense of, let me share my experience with you, and the hope is that you'll be able to overcome it yourself and find balance yourself. And so what women are secretly thinking is that you're very brave to share so much about yourself. And it might not even be a whole lot about yourself, but it seems that way on the outside looking in, right? I feel like you're just sharing very difficult experiences that have taught you very valuable lessons. Yeah, with Thunderbolt here, things that have made you, or could have created, just such a terrible situation in your life, or such a terrible circumstance, or made everything fall apart with the Thunderbolt here. This is the House of God, or what you might know as the Tower. This is that energy where it's like they're seeing that you still maintained. Like, look at this card. Like, see how they're meditating in the background? Even though you have these two people falling from the top from wherever, but you still maintained this air of peace around you, balance. Even though things got turned upside down, or out of whack, or out of sync, you still came back stronger and more in balance than before. And so they think that you're very powerful. And they think that you're very brave. The Nine of Cups with laziness here. We'll see what that means. The Rebel with the Emperor. Yeah, okay. Like, they feel like this is something that you deserved, was to take a break from everything so that you could recoup. And there are people who maybe had something to say about that, and had something to say about you being lazy, or you just wanting the time off just for the sake of having the time off. And even if that was the case, who cares? right? But it doesn't feel like that. There's a lot of women here who think that you experienced something very difficult and yet you still were able to maintain balance. Like you took time to draw back into yourself. This Nine of Cups is like finding happiness and finding that we're not stuck in the illusions emotionally the way that we thought we were. With the Emperor here on the bottom, yeah. And guilt. Excuse me. Like, they think that sometimes you blame yourself too much for not doing more, when in reality, you're in this very powerful energy that you should be honoring even more. Like, breaking the chains that have held you back. Breaking the chains from this guilt from the past. Right? Let's see. The Lovers. Interesting. So this could be a romantic interest, or they could feel like they want to be with you romantically. But I do feel like overall, what they're seeing here is the choices that you're making. And how you're being led by source, or how you're being led by your guides and your intuition. And they're watching you do this and watching that you get rewarded for those choices that you make that are in alignment with yourself. Like, this would be like the reward, right? The Nine of Cups, or this laziness card. But it's not about laziness. It's about peace and quiet and tranquility and rest and finding that place of balance. And so women are secretly thinking that the reason that you're able to make these choices is because you deal with the hardships that you face, those stories that you share about yourself, or those circumstances and situations that you share about yourself, or what give you the right and the ability to make this choice for yourself and to make this choice for when things arise so that you can come back into a place of balance. This is how you show up in this strong rebel energy. They're also thinking that you're rebelling against the day-to-day life, like what society expects from us, and you're not about that. Right? It's interesting, even though the rebel is connected with Aries energy, it's odd because in this deck, I always feel like the rebel here makes me feel like Aquarian energy. It's like, I'm just going to rebel against the day-to-day norm because it just doesn't work for me. And you found a way to make that successful for you. You found a way to make it work in your best interest. And so women here are thinking that because you choose to be a rebel, because you choose to stand against the grain, that gives you the freedom of choice to follow your heart and to do the things that matter the most to you. Something that they wish that they could do as well, but they do struggle with at times, because we know in the society, that societal construct, when it has a hold of you, it's hard to let it go, because it's hard to see the potential, the possibility outside of that dynamic. But they're seeing here, and I feel like there's a lot of women who are secretly inspired by you as well. And so they're thinking that you're so motivational, you're so inspirational, coming back to that compassionate heart that you have, that kind and gentle way that you show up. It's like you inspire them to do those things for themselves in their life as well. Again, going back to being a leader, like you are the leader that inspires, but you're the leader that's also walked in the trenches. Like, you're not telling them what to do, you're showing them what to do because of your character. And they think that no matter what, there's a group of women here who would follow you to the ends of the earth because of that. And they really feel inspired by you. You've helped them overcome a lot of their own trials and tribulations, and you've helped them find out better choices for themselves. And they feel like you're taking care of your community in such a way that you're helping all these other women break the bonds that were holding them in expectation and holding them in, you know, that proverbial jail that we're raised in, saying you have to be this way, you have to act that way, you have to talk this way, or you have to be like this. You know, all of that is just an illusion, and it's a distraction to keep us from expressing our authentic selves, because our authentic self is the part that we oftentimes, because of society, have spent so long trying to hide. And so women secretly think that you are so courageous enough to show that part of yourself that you give them courage to show that part of themselves as well. Wow. All right, let's see what else comes through for you today. Look, the house 6 again. We have establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. So you could be a Virgo or have Virgo highly aspect in your chart. You could have a really benefic 6th house placement as well. But I feel like this is just that confirmation. This could be coworkers that see you, or people who are in the same industry as you that are seeing you. This could be women who are around you a lot. They're always around you. They're always seeing what you're doing. They're always seeing that you're giving more and giving. But also when you take time to yourself, you also draw away, right? Like when you're not there, you're not there. And so the absence is felt. But it's also appreciated because when you come back, they appreciate you even more in those moments. I don't know why I did that. On the bottom, we have Uranus with radically change. I was going to get another one of these cards, but I feel like this wanted to be out for me to flip the bottom of the deck. Let's see what else comes out for you, pile number 2. What else would you like to come through? Okay, Gemini. Yeah, curiosity, intellect, and networking. This could be women that you're networking with, like a community that you're connecting with. But you've helped them to radically change their beliefs. You've helped them to radically change who they are. Wow, that's really powerful. Okay, on the bottom over here, we've got fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag, confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. So they do secretly think you're very passionate, you're very optimistic, you're very brave. You know, we've been talking about that this whole time, how brave you are. They definitely feel like you're a very brave person. Femme fatale. Okay. So highlights the erotic energy of the feminine. Opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. The shadow is inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money, and power. Okay, I love this. Opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. You've healed the codependency in your life with the moon energy. That comes back to that as well. Healing the codependent relationships in our life. Healing the mother wound as well. With femme fatale, this would absolutely be that connection to the mother wound as well. But this is like healing the dark feminine. And it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, whatever you identify with, this is healing the dark feminine within and embracing that. And because of the healing the dark feminine, it's being in that moon energy and that receptivity, and you're receiving things that you wouldn't otherwise receive. We have father, wow, and the rebel or the emperor connects to the father. So you could be healing both the mother and the father wound right now. We have the talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. I cannot make this up. So I was saying, like, there's a community here who sees you as the compassionate leader. You're a guiding light and they want to follow you. The shadow is dictatorial control and abuse of authority. So these are individuals who have had that situation where there's been people who have abused their authority and who have made them feel like they had to do what someone was telling them. But you encourage people, not because they have to do it. You encourage people because you show them the benefits of doing this, right? You're leading by example. You're not forcing someone into believing you. You're showing people that they can trust and believe you because you're showing how you got to where you are. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Exactly. So you're helping these women come into this place of letting go of the regrets that they had from their past. Whatever that might entail in whatever situation, because of being that benefic leader that you are, that very powerful leader, that compassionate leader. You're setting the tone. And I feel like women just really admire that. That's what they've always wanted. And especially with the father wound, that's something that a lot of women will gravitate towards and it doesn't matter, again, if you're a man or if you're a woman, again, whatever you identify with, that doesn't matter. But I feel like a lot of women naturally will gravitate towards an individual who is in has healed the father wound energy, because you become that constructive feedback that's not domineering, that's not brutal, that's not forceful, and it's soft, and it's kind and compassionate, but it's also very logical and straightforward in a way that helps someone really, you know, it's like when I talk about the father moon, we talk about that a lot in a lot of different readings when it comes up. It's always that energy of, instead of being like, well, you have to do it this way because my way is the only way. Instead, a healed father, or a father that comes from a place of being healed or in balance, will say, hey, you did a great job doing that. Let's try it this way and see if that creates a different outcome for you. It's not that your way was right or wrong. It's, let's try it a couple of different ways and see what works best for you. And that's that constructive criticism coming in like, hey, that was really good, but I know you can do better. Right? It's not trying to make you feel bad about it. It's not trying to do anything. It's just trying to give you constructive feedback because you know the same thing, but also offering guidance on how to do that, not just expecting you to know it, right? Malefics, be aware of challenges. Isn't that funny? We've been talking about benefics this whole time, and the malefics comes out, and that's the thing. You're showing people that even though there's challenges, you're showing women especially, right, with Saturn up here too, you're showing women especially that even though there's challenges, that there's no need to let those challenges get the best of us. And again, leading by example. It's a very powerful place to come from. What else would you like to tell pile number 2, source? Oh, thank you. Anxiety. Yeah, I feel like a lot of women think that you've dealt with a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, a lot of upset, but you've healed that. And maybe those are the stories that you share. Like, I had these challenges that I went through, right? And they brought a lot of anxiety, but I didn't let my anxiety get the best of me. Do you know how sometimes when you get into that anxious energy, we can spiral and it becomes completely out of control when we spiral? And so I feel like you're helping these women overcome that spiraling and rather come back to a place of, okay, let me focus on the present moment. Let me focus on my breath. Let me focus on what's right here. Look, with empty room coming out. Yes. No people, the end, and opportunity. Empty room, like coming back to a space that feels safe, where we're not spiraling out of control. What do women secretly think of pile number 2 but won't say, source? Okay. Divine intervention, serendipity, catalyst, and karma. They see how connected to source you are. They see how you are guided. And they love that about you. Like we were talking about that. You have the choice to listen to your heart. It's because you follow the guidance that source is giving you. Even when it might be scary, you still do that. And you're helping them to see that it's okay to do the scary things. Honesty. Yes, I love this. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. They think you are a very honest person. They secretly think you are incredibly honest. Sometimes maybe too honest, but it's because of that that they know they can trust you. Cardinal. Bright new beginnings ahead. Yes, you bring in the light. Even if it makes me blind, I just want to, what is it? I just want to see the light. I don't remember how that part goes, but it's like, even if it makes me blind, I just want to see the light. Right? And that's what it is. It's like, yeah, they're blinded by your brilliance, but at the same time, that's all they ever wanted, was to see that light. So they think with you, they know they can experience these bright new beginnings. The 4th house, go back to the basics. Yes. Okay. This is the moon energy as well, right? Cancerian energy coming in. It's like you help them go back to fundamental things that maybe we're missing when we were children, or that maybe we didn't have from our father or from our mother, and you're helping to instill that. And so they think that you have given them their power back by instilling within them the courage to traverse maybe the childhood wounds, or maybe because you're living in this place of empowerment, they're trying to replicate that and do what you're doing, and not for the sake of trying, you know, to make you feel bad or anything like that. They just love that your energy is so positive and powerful. It's like, well, if I do the same things that pile number 2 is doing, then I think I can get to where they're going, or where I want to go at least, right? Ghost. This is interesting. The ghosts of the past, that's what I just heard. Didn't we have that? Yeah, regret. Look, I know that I cannot change the past. So they have a lot of ghosts in the past, and they think that that you are the leader, the honest leader that's going to help them overcome their past ghosts, the things that are haunting them. Change. Yeah, exactly. Transformation, newborn, and evolution. You've given them guidance already. And it's interesting because it could be at work. This is so interesting because it doesn't feel like this is work that you're doing. It just feels like this is advice, or you being you, or you sharing a part of yourself with others. And that's what's giving them this courage to do what they're doing. But you've shown them that they can change too, because you changed. You're so honest and open about things. And that gives them the courage to change too. And so they think that you are the light, right? Like the light coming down and showing them their own internal beauty. Run away, get away, keep away, and give up. This is something they were ready to do until they met you, or until they came into your life. So women secretly think that you're saving them from running away from something, running away from the ghosts of the past. We have rose, passionate love, thorns, and short. Something that hurt them. But also at the beginning, we did get that. Wasn't it that we got that this could be a romantic... yeah, it could be a romantic connection with the lover. It doesn't have to be, but it could be. This could be someone who is romantically connected to you, or wanted to be romantically connected to you. But I do feel like this is running away from the thorns of the past, the ghosts of the past, the hurt. Encounter. Meet by chance, love at first sight, and a crush. Okay, so yeah, for some, this is someone who wanted to be romantically connected to you. But for others, it's just, they feel like they were guided to you by source. It was a chance meeting. Maybe you went to the store at the same time, or you guys were hired on at this job at the same time, or you just came into their life at exactly right when they needed you. And so they feel like you're the reason that has helped them get an answer to a prayer that they've had. So they think you're the answer to a prayer for them. And it's not to put pressure on you like that pile number 2. It's just to remind you that by you being you, you've given them hope. And that's what they're thinking. So let's take a look at this. We're going to read this from the book. Wow, you got the dragon card. Oh my goodness. That is incredibly powerful. Dragons have been coming up everywhere. And also, if you haven't caught the dragon reading that I did, I just posted one last week, and it's pretty powerful. It's a powerful dragon, has a message for you. Check it out, because I feel like you need to check out that message for some reason. If you feel called to it. Remember, I'm never trying to force anybody to do anything, but if you feel called to it, check it out. So look at this. Exactly. We have dragon. Seeing one's most true self and balancing the ego. Yes, I love this. The dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as awaken. I'm sorry. Let me try that again. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into witness consciousness. It is almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look in the mirror deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self, the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon, breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this omnipotent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us to surrender and let go. We let the dragon guide us. We hop on its back for a ride, and as we traverse even the most difficult terrain, the dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere. It is said that if a yogi does not see beauty in the world, their Agni is dim. Agni is described as inner fire or sacred intelligence. Maybe even just the mention of the dragon may even just the mention of the dragon stir embers of the intelligence within you. This is connected with the third eye chakra. It says the subtle energy of the dragon lives at the navel center. not the third eye, the Manipura. It says the third chakra. I saw third eye. It says the third chakra. My bad. Okay. It says the subtle energy of the dragon lives at the navel center in the Manipura chakra. The Manipura translates to the city of hidden gems, and behind its gates burns the fire of our transformation and digestion. The sages believe health of the fire at the navel center is what governs our ability to see clearly both the inner and outer dimensions. So again, that mystic, right? Like that mystical energy that's coming in, you are a chance encounter for them, and they think that you've given them this opportunity to see themselves and to see their situations in a way that they otherwise wouldn't have seen them, that has given them the power to transform themselves, where they once thought they were never going to be able to get past this. So you have a very powerful energy about you, pile number 2. And I loved this reading. This was so intense. I'm so honored to be able to connect with you in this way. This is what I see, though. If you feel like this is your reading, leave the little dragon emoji down below and say, I've glimpsed the self behind the self and have touched the very core of my hidden gem, knowing that this is what shines into the outer world, creating ripples of transformation. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you're to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, check out the description box. It has everything you need, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member here on the channel. With that, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides, and a special shout out to Dragon for making an appearance today on your reading. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to the dice with Saturn on it, or if you were drawn to this piece of clear quartz, or if you're drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on what do women secretly think of you but won't say. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. Truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for anybody that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it means so much to me if you're to like, comment, and subscribe below. Truly, if you are new here, we do things a lot differently here, so I just suggest strapping in, hanging on, and you and I are going to find out together. And also, if you hear some rumbling in the background and you didn't catch the intro, I am under an extreme thunderstorm warning right now, and thunderstorms here are a little next level. Right now, it's been okay, and it's not raining, but it might start raining, and it sounds like it's hitting a tin roof, because it is. I have a tin roof. I live in an RV. And also, the thunder might get incredibly loud. But my prayer is that we'll make it through, and it won't start raining until later. So let's get to it and find out. For pile number 3 source, what do women secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say? What do women secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say? What would you like to share with us today, source? I cannot. The 6th house has come up in all 3 piles. And you got Saturn again. Okay, tough love. Whoa. All right. So even sometimes I get scared of the thunder here. Like, thunderstorms don't bother me. I actually think they're really beautiful, but the thunder here, like I said, is so loud sometimes it still scares me. Like, whoa, I feel like a little kid again. Oh my goodness, because I haven't had thunder like that happen in years. But the 6th house came out in all 3 piles. What is happening today? We have the 6th house, Capricorn, and Saturn energy coming in. So this could be coworkers that you're working with. This could be people who see you at work. That's what this really feels like to me. But they do think that you're very disciplined, you're very hardworking, that you have overcome a lot of blocks and barriers, that you're disciplined is the thing that's coming through. Also, there's this harshness to it as well, that they think sometimes you are a little harsh, but I feel like it's with the best of intention, the best of love. Like, you're not trying to hurt anybody. It's just that sometimes there's an element of tough love here, okay? And that's what I feel like they appreciate it, but at the same time, I keep feeling like, I feel like I'm getting lectured by you, but I didn't realize there was something I did that I needed to be lectured by. But it's not about, you're not seeing it as a lecture as much as you're seeing it as like, I need to get this point across in the kindest but most direct way as I can. And so they think that you're very direct, that sometimes you can be very blunt, and that sometimes you can be a little harsh, but that it's almost necessary in the position that you're in or in the job that you have as well. And so it's not unappreciated, but that is an element that's coming through here. They do feel like you are someone that is consistent and that you put a lot of people to shame. That no matter what, you're still showing up. No matter what, you're still doing the work. No matter what, you're still doing what needs to be done. They think that you're very ambitious, that sometimes you can be restricted, but that you're also incredibly responsible, and that you have a lot of foundations, and you also are a very authoritative figure. Okay, so they think you're very much an authority figure, that you're a leader, that you are someone that they can trust, but that sometimes being in that position is putting you in a place where you have to be like harsh. It's an interesting energy that's coming through, very direct, very harsh. All right, let's see what else comes out. Now, I did use a different deck for all of the piles, and for you, I'm going to be using the Nicoletti tarot that I have. This is the Nicoletta Sicole or Sisole. Maybe it's Sisole. I don't know. Sicole or Sicole or Sisole. I don't know. I'm getting my tongue twisted here. Anyways, let's dig in and see. Source. What do women secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say? What do women secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say? Maybe this is family too. Just feel like these are women that are really close to you, around you all the time. I do feel like they think they can trust you, that you're not going to try and lead them wrong. So there's an element of really deep respect for you that's coming through as well. Do women secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say? Okay, thank you. They also think that you do care very deeply for them. Like, even if you have to keep an air of professionalism around them, like, they still feel the depth of your caring and love for them. What do women secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say? Thank you. So all of a sudden the thunder, it's not raining, but the thunder, I don't know if you can hear that. I'm wondering if the camera's picking it up, but it's like right over me. So what do women secretly think of pile number 2 but won't say, source? What do women secretly think of pile number 2 but won't say? Oh, Zoe. Can you get out, baby? You're falling out, baby girl. Okay. Dog, she's underneath my feet right now, so the table starts moving. I think she's trying to get out. I'm not sure. Okay. There we go. Oh. What do women secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say? Yeah, the 9 of Cups. Came out in another pile in the same spot. And if you watched all 3 piles, leave a purple heart down below. That's for my Purple Heart Club. And just say I made it. I know what that means. And I truly do love the fact that some of you stick the whole reading with me. And I just love the fact if you've been here for any amount of time. So, all right, on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Star. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, you might be very direct. You might be very harsh at times, but it's with a purpose. It's like they wouldn't have gotten the message otherwise. They wouldn't have felt as powerful if it were given across in a way of like sugarcoating it or beating around the bush. So just that directness is what they think is so powerful, and they see you as this very bright person that's leading the way, but you're also very otherworldly. Let's see. The moon. Whoa. Okay. And the Four of Swords. Interesting. So the Four of Swords came out in a pile in the same spot, and the Nine of Cups came out in another pile in this same spot. This is interesting. They see you as someone who is purged. I keep saying see. They think. They think. I don't know why I do that, but it's okay. They think that you're someone that's purged a lot of your shadow, and that you've gone deep into the subconscious to understand who you are. Like, you understand your reflection when you see yourself. You know this is who you are, and you know this is a part of you, and you don't deny that. Like, you're not trying to hide that part about yourself. But it's still, they respect you because just because you are this harsh energy at times, you're still this very caring person. You're still very sweet. You're still very loving and giving and kind and compassionate. And you still would invite them over to break bread. Wow, this is great. And they love that about you. And so they're secretly thinking about how maybe at times you're very alone and by yourself and trying to overcome peer pressure or societal belief or things that people are trying to force on you. And you've created a powerhouse of being able to overcome that by yourself. And that you are an inspiration to them. Yeah, family. Interesting. We got the family card here with the Eight of Cups. Why do is there a song called I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings? Is that by Alicia Keys? I think it is. I'm not sure how it goes, but I just heard that. The song I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. I also think it's a movie, but they're specifically pointing out a song by Alicia Keys, and I think it's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. I think, okay? If not, definitely put down below if you know who that is, okay? I appreciate for those of you that do that. But we see here this is family coming in, okay? This would be family that's really close to you, or someone that you consider them to be family, or they consider you to be family. And they feel like you're a guiding light for them, that sometimes while you might be very direct to them, that you're also someone who's incredibly loving and always offering to be a friend to them and to be kind to them and to show them, like, even if I am direct at times, it's not because I'm trying to make you feel bad. It's like I'm trying to get this message across that would not come across any other way. Like, if you were to give it to them and I'm like, oh, it's okay, you could do this, you could do that, you know, like, it feels like they wouldn't receive what they need to receive, or they wouldn't take it seriously. I just got this message. Maybe you work in a law office, or maybe you work in some kind of, like, high-pressure office like that, like, or a high-pressure company like that. It doesn't have to be an office setting. It could be construction. You know, it could be, but it's like a life or death too. Like, if I'm not direct and being clear about this, your life is on the line, right? It could be something like that. It doesn't have to be, but that's what it feels like. It's a very important message. I have to give you this important information. And so they think that you're the perfect candidate for it, because even though you're very soft, like, you also have this outer shell about you that is very hard, but it's not uninviting. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I just laughed because sometimes the messages come through, I'm like, oh, okay, that's an interesting way to put it. Like, we're just gonna go with it, though. Source knows what Source wants to say, so we're gonna go with it. What is it? Oh, okay. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Medicine go down. Medicine go down. That's what it feels like. Like, you're the spoonful of sugar, but there's still that element of the medicine. Like, the message isn't necessarily because it's your message. It's the message that someone... Like, you could be a tarot reader too, like, you could be a channeler, you could be something like that, but it could be company policy. It feels like you just have a message, and sometimes the message is very harsh, but it's like they recognize that you're like a middle person, the medium here, you know, that's what it feels like. They recognize that, and so they respect that about you. And they respect that you're so connected like that. Like otherworldly, these cards, we got the moon and the star, right? Not of the world, but in the world, that type of energy here. Wow. And the thunder coming off like crazy. Yeah, conjunction. A union, a merging, and a coming together. This feels like you've been able to blend both the feminine and the masculine together in a very, very unique way. It's very fluid how it runs between, you know, you're able to do one or the other, and neither one is overbearing or overwhelming. They both are coming through in a very clean place. Okay, so the Exorcist popped out. Taking care of your demons, right? It says freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Yeah, it just feels like you have to protect people. You could be a shaman too. We have fear facing your own demons. Like, so there's a message or there's something that you have to tell others so that they are safe, or so that they are redirected back to their path, or so they're not harming themselves. God, yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my Jeebus. We have benevolence and compassion, recognizing the external force within yourself and others. The shadow is despotism and cruelty, using power to control people. So that's the thing. You're not in this place of trying to use your power to control. I do feel like you channel messages. Like maybe you are a tarot card reader, or maybe you are in the spiritual community. But if not, that's okay. It's just that people are recognizing that you are doing this, but you're also not putting them in a position where you're making them feel small or you're making them feel insignificant. You're like, hey, I'm giving you this message, but it's also for myself, or it's also something that I have had to learn as well. It's also something that I've had to put into action as well. So I'm not coming to you with this just saying like, you better do it and figure it out. Like I'm coming to you with it. And then I'm also giving you an example of what I've done in the past to help with that. Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Yeah, so you're also funny. And I feel like they think you're hilarious. And that helps with that direct message and those direct instructions. There we go. Those direct instructions that you have to give. Look, full moon. Again, the moon. Hey, you're very nurturing. But all is being revealed. That's the thing. Like you're revealing things to them when you're giving them these instructions or this message or this policy or this information, whatever it is that you're giving. It's like you're helping them see clearly with that. And they think that that's great. And then we have the cusp, break on through, baby. Yeah, so they think that that's why you're the way that you are, so that you break through the old paradigms that otherwise people would question, or people would be like, oh, you know what, you're just trying to be in charge and you don't have a right. But they see the value of you being the one that's in charge. Stellium, stop obsessing. It's interesting because it's just an interesting energy to come through. Stop obsessing, right? So I do feel like there's times when you feel like maybe you're too rough, or maybe you feel like you're too harsh and you obsess on it a little bit. You're like, wow, I was really cruel to Nicole today, or I was really mean to Kadeja, or I was really ruthless to Sam, you know, whatever the situation is. And it's just reminding you, like, stop obsessing over what's been said and remind yourself that you have this position for a purpose, or you're in this place for a purpose. And sometimes you're going to have to give instructions, or you're going to have meetings that are not very nice. But it doesn't mean that you're not kind, and it doesn't mean that you're not compassionate. And so women are thinking that, you know, you're the one that's made for these situations, because they don't think that they could do it the way that you do it. And it's not to say that they could or they couldn't. They just don't think that they could, right? There's a reason that you're in the position you're in. What else would you like to tell them, Source? Thank you. On the bottom, rest. Yeah. And I feel like this is a message from Source to remind you that it's okay for you to take periods of rest to recuperate from what it is that you do. It does feel very stressful. Feels like overwhelming. There's something that you do that's overwhelming, but it's necessary. And I do feel like you love what you do, but you know, reminding yourself that it's okay to step away at times and to come back to yourself, because you do give a lot. So what do women secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say? What do women secretly think of pile number 3 but won't say, Source? What would you like to share with us? That one. I feel like one more wants to come through. Yeah, Rose. This came out in another pile. Oh, this is 2? Okay. We have Rose and addiction, drug, alcohol, obsession, toxic attachments. Okay, passionate love, thorns, and short. Okay, so maybe you're a counselor too. Like, that's coming through. Like, maybe you help with addictions, and that would make sense. Like, you have to give a harsh message to someone, right? Like, you have to tell them the harsh realities if they keep going down the path they're going down. Maybe you're a doctor. Maybe you're a nurse, right? It feels like there's something here that what you have to deliver when you have to give somebody information, or you have to give them, you know, something from the company or something that you found out. Like, it's a harsh reality. You have to tell them something that is not what everybody would want to hear, but while it might be very direct, they also think that you're very kind in the way that you give it too. Like, you're not trying to be like, hey, you know what, if you keep going down this road, you're going to end up dead. You tell them, look, the harsh reality is that if you don't make a change now, there's not going to be a way out for you in the future, and things are going to look even more bleak than they are now. But it's okay. I've had to change my life too, and this is what I found out, right? It's like you come across with a very strong message or strong demeanor, but at the same time, it's softened because your experience makes it beautiful and soft, right? And it doesn't matter what you do. It's like your experience is what gives you an edge in what you're doing. And so women are secretly thinking about how powerful that is, how powerful you are in the place that you're in. Snake, lie, poison, and fertility. So it's interesting. I'm not getting a bad energy from the snake card. What I'm getting is that you've found a way to create and shed your skin from the past. And so they think that you've had to go through situations where maybe you were a liar in your past, and now you're having to be dreadfully honest is the message that's coming through, right? Or maybe you just had to change up what it was that you were doing. And so that's what created this position for you, or that's what created this success for you. Wow, it is really coming down right now. The 4th house, cultural and family roots, home, peace, and comfort. Okay, and we had the family card come through here. And so maybe you had to heal from family situations, or maybe you grew up in a very toxic family environment, or maybe you bounced around from home to home, or you were an orphan and you had to go through the system. You know, it feels like you had to share a part of your past that's very vulnerable and very close to your heart, but it's actually that very same thing that gives you an edge in doing what it is that you're doing. Venus, yeah, give and receive love, find value and see beauty. Like, you're not just saying like, you better do what I say. Like, you're saying this is the situation. This is the situation. But this is also the power that comes from the situation when you choose to make a change for yourself, or you choose yourself in this situation. So women are secretly thinking about how you make very difficult situations appear possible to get out of, or to get through, or to overcome, and you empower them. Wow, didn't I say that? Honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Yes. So this was a very clear energy that was coming through, is that now it's like you have radical honesty. Maybe at one point you couldn't be that for yourself, or you couldn't even offer that to others. But there's something about your energy that shifted, and I feel like if this is family that's seeing you, they're seeing how you went from maybe telling lies, or maybe being like, you know, the white lies, right? Maybe having a lot of white lies, to being so radically honest. And they feel like and think that that is something that is so valuable and admirable. Creativity. Yeah, look at this. A lot of crown chakra energy coming in here. So the women secretly think that you're very connected. That would make sense if somebody here is a tarot reader or a channeler or, you know, is a psychic medium or something like that. That would absolutely make sense. But also just that you have had to connect to the divine self within so that you could make it through this. And that also is another reason that gives you a sharp edge, right? That's a sharp edge. It's not just an edge up or a leg up, but it's a sharp edge when you've had to experience hardships in life to come back to yourself, right? I'm hearing the song, What is an Amazing Grace? I was once lost, but now I'm found. And I was blind, but now I see. It's not about religion. That's not what it is. But it's like, because you were lost and you had to find yourself again and find the divinity within, it creates that edge because there's something that had to break. There was something that had to give in order to bring you back to yourself. And so that's something here. It's like they think that you're very edgy, like you have this edge to you, have this sharpness to you, but that it's not unwarranted, that there's a reason that you are the way you are. And there's a reason that you're bringing the information that they need in the way that they need it. Commitment, oath, agreement, pledge, and promise. Yeah, you're committed to what it is that you do. Sunset. Wow, look at this. We have lost loved one, memories, elder, and nightfall. So again, this pointing that someone here could be a psychic medium, okay, with the sunset card. But this is also showing the hardships that you may have gone through. You may have lost a lot of loved ones. You may have lost what was near and dear to you. There may have been the sunset on a lot of things in your life that you didn't think was going to happen that way. Finances, money problems, work, success, and fortune. Yeah, so again, just pointing towards this could be work, right? This could be something you do for work. This could be the work that you have. So these are women that you work with. This could be family as well, okay? So very specific, but that's just the energy that keeps coming up. So we're going to take a look at this card. I'm going to read it from the book. Oh, we have the turtle. I love turtle. Oh, little turtle. What is that from the Master of Disguises? So slow and steady wins the race with Turtle. Let's see what Turtle has to say to you today. I have this song stuck in my head from another reading, and it keeps kind of blackbird singing in the dead of night. Like, it just keeps coming through my head right now. So maybe it means something to you as well. The Beatles song. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. I was only waiting for this moment to arrive. Right? Like, take these broken wings and learn to fly. Like, I feel like your broken wings are helping other people to fly. It says ancient soul. Oh, I love that. Grounded, trusting, right? You're very honest. You're a trusting person. You are very trustworthy, at home in the self. It is wonderful to be in the presence of a turtle personality. Like the beaver, the turtle has a strong relationship with the earth and water elements simultaneously. This helps to ground and connect them to the deeper truths of life. No matter where their travels lead them, turtle energy is behind all great writers and storytellers as they collect life experiences under their shells for later use. I cannot make this up. Thank you so much for that confirmation source. Yes. The most potent turtle energy helps us close all other books and begin to tell our own true tale. When in balance, you're peaceful, adventurous, and productive. When out of balance, you slow down to a halt. To bring into balance, go on an adventure. I love this. Oh, they collect life experiences under their shells for later use. That's exactly what we were talking about this whole time. It's like your story or your experience is what gives you the edge. I love that. Thank you, Source. Thank you so much. Just, it's so awesome. I'll never not love this. I will never not love doing readings because it's just leaves you so speechless when things like that come up. I love it. So pile number 3, this is what I see here for you. If you feel like this is your reading, leave the little, is there a turtle emoji? Let's do it. Leave the turtle emoji down below and say, my life experiences and the wisdom I've gained from that give me an edge in life. It's an edge that is rough, but it's all mine. And if it resonated with you, it'd mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, check out the description box. It has everything you need, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member here on the channel. With that, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this incredible message. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.